Welcome back to the Arcopia Show. So, I'm going to give you my little 2 cents on the 15-minute city that everybody's talking about and is becoming mainstream. And, oh, they want us in this little quadrant. And, oh, yeah, well, guess what? We've had 15-minute cities for, I don't know, a few decades, if not longer. Okay, here's an example. A city like Calgary, Alberta, is a big city compared to the city where I'm close to. So Calgary, Alberta, is essentially divided up into four quadrants. And if you live in the southwest quadrant, it's pretty rare that you'd leave the southwest quadrant for anything because the southwest quadrant has everything you'll ever need. That's where you live, that's where you work, that's where you shop. It's got your Costco, it's got your Home Depot, it's got your Walmart, it's got your fast food, it's got your, Ubers in that quadrant. And northeast quadrant, it might as well be a different city. Now, have a look at any neighborhood that's built in the last 10, 20 years. What is that neighborhood? Well, let me describe it to you. So it's got a centralized retail outlet thing. And some of them, let's say it's a Walmart. So I'm just going to actually picture the one that I'm thinking of in my head right now of this little, what I'm going to talk about, urban, how they set it up. So in this city, there's a Walmart and there's a lumber yard, a Lowe's. Then there's a Boston Pizza, two bank branches, a Real Men's clothing store, a wing place, a little sports bar, a Tim Hortons, another fast food one, a liquor store, a gas station, a gym, and a few little dinky retailers, like maybe there's a little coffee shop or a little trinket store, and a Dollarama. Okay. This is the retail hub. What's around that retail hub? They are at most these semi-detached townhouse kind of two-story cookie cutter things. It's like a single car garage stacked on top of one another, kind of thing, with no backyard, nothing. And those are, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But for the most part now, they look like army barracks. So it's just massive apartment and condo complexes. Now, whether some of them are available for people to purchase, you can purchase your own condo, and then when you purchase your own condo, then you have a mortgage on your condo and condo fees, or others, you can just rent them. And a lot of them being built are only rentals, like some real estate company just, like, this is what I would do. I wouldn't even bother selling them. I just rent them out, probably build the building as an investment, and it has X amount of doors, and you get this much rent per door, and you cover the re-roofing. So, anyways, army barracks. And so the Walmart, the liquor store, the gas station, the Tim Hortons and stuff, it can hold X amount of human beings living around there. Okay, it's almost like the free market worked this out. Not even government control, but it can have so many army barrack style apartment buildings. It can have so many townhouses to handle that Walmart and the retail space and the business type of thing. So in that quadrant, there are literally human beings that live in that quadrant that never, ever, ever leave that quadrant, because that little quadrant, not even 15 minutes, it's like a 10-minute walk. They don't even have a car. They never leave that quadrant. So just let me paint you a picture. So somebody renting or buying, same thing as renting. Like if you buy a condo that has a huge condo fee and a mortgage, like you might as well just rent it. Like I wouldn't even want to own that. But anyways, but a person living in there, let's say they work at the lumberyard as a teller, or the Walmart, or you're a manager of the Tim Hortons, or you work at Tim Hortons, or the other fast food place, or the liquor store. There's literally people there. They don't have a vehicle. They can walk to their store, where they work with a job, and they can walk to get groceries. Let's say they want a little balcony flower pot succulent garden. They can walk to their lumber yard and they have a bag of potting soil and a pot, and in the spring even your little greenhouse thing, and you can buy your little succulents and for your thing. And where do they hang out? Well, they hang out with other people, their peers. I didn't mention in this quadrant there's a school as well, right? A K to 12 school close by that also has a park and green space and everything. So literally people that live in there, they do not leave. That you don't even need a vehicle. So these 15-minute cities that everybody's talking about already, it's like, no, I saw that 20 years ago and it's getting worse today. It's like, why? Often if I get overwhelmed with my incredible amount of responsibilities that I have, like living out of town with land and a business and, everything, the crazy amounts of things that I do, I sometimes think, let's just sell it all, buy a condo, and go for chicken wings, follow the local sports ball team, and go to the gym, get a gym membership. Maybe I'll get a job at the liquor store and work my way up to manager. Man, that kind of sounds nice some days, actually. It sounds nice. Most people actually like that. But you are stuck there. So, and for some people, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, you have bread and you have circus, right? You have a place to lay your head. You have a place like the government daycare, the school there to send your kids. You don't need a vehicle. Why would you want the cost of owning a vehicle? You got plates and you got maintenance and fuel. Like, why would you even want to go anywhere? So this actually sounds quite nice in a lot of respects, this 15-minute city. But I'm telling you, we've had them forever and ever already. And it's not even elites or government. It's like the free market just literally does that. That's what do you want? You ask the other person, what do you want? Well, geez, cars are expensive and I want bread and I want circus and I want it for as cheap as possible so I can stay in my condo. You can look out the window of your condo and see the fast food place, but you still phone DoorDash delivery to bring your food from there to the apartment so you don't have to go outside. These people that they literally, like in Canada, it's minus 30 degrees Celsius right now. They do not have winter boots, right? It's like underground parking to underground parking. They do not have winter pants, long johns. They don't have a toque. They don't have mitts. Like, what would you need that for? What would you need that stuff for? You could just, literally, walk 2 minutes to the Tim Hortons, get your coffee, walk 2 minutes to the Walmart, or 1 minute to the Walmart and get any groceries or trinkets or doodads that you figure you need, and go back to your condo and watch Netflix, and that's life. So for me personally, that isn't fulfilling, right? So I was destined for more than to be just this weird little person in this little thing. However, this is really interesting. So when I talked about, I think it was my first podcast, bug out locations, bugging out versus bugging in, I explained, and I knew this buying land a decade ago, that if you buy land or a place that's too far away from the economy, you're going to be screwed. That place is going to be worth nothing. Everybody's getting sucked into these city centers with inflation and things, and old age, and people's kids don't want to take over the farm, whatever. But if you have a remote place, you're going to have no buyers to buy it. You're not going to be able to make a living, type of thing. So what I did is I set up myself a certain distance away from the hive, the society thing, these 15-minute little pod cities or whatever. And so I don't have as much driving to do, because fuel is a killer, and it's going to be a killer moving forward. The nincompoops everybody vote for, they like carbon tax, they tax plant food. That's a huge amount on fuel. I think the first of this year it went up 3 or 4 cents a liter on fuel. Just the carbon tax portion of the fuel of a liter of gasoline is 14 cents a liter just for the carbon tax, and then there's a GST on the carbon tax on the fuel tax. It's like a triple whammy tax. You're not going to be able to barely drive. So for us, mostly we drive a hybrid 20-year-old Toyota vehicle, right? Electric cars don't work in this temperature, but a hybrid vehicle does. So 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers, right? And then I have a truck that gets fired up once a week in the summer, once every 3 or 4 weeks in the winter, and then a van if it's if I have something that the car can't handle or the snow is too bad. But even when I go into the city center, I have my little quadrant, right? So when I need some Chinese trinket doodad, fridge magnets or Ziploc bags or something, I have a specific Dollarama that I go to. When I go for groceries, there is, Costco wholesaler, a wholesale club, and, Walmart or whatever in the quadrant, right? So I don't even have to, for most things, go to the other side of town. It's just I creep into town, into my little 15-minute thing, and then I move out, right? Because, and this is actually a good thing, like the free market provided things. But the problem is, as time goes on, the rich are going to get richer, obviously, and the poor are going to get poorer, obviously. And people that already live in there, they're stuck in there kind of with no way out. And then with the 15-minute city the government's talking about, it's like literally regulating that you can't leave for the climate, right? So you're literally trapped, stuck in there. You're a slave if you live in there. Like, I hate to break it to you, but you're a slave. And most people are completely happy and comfortable with being a slave. I, for one, am not. Like I said, I was destined to do greater things in the world than just be a non-player character in the 15-minute city, right? Right? I live in that condo, and I put on my vest, and I'm a teller at this Walmart, and I buy my coffee and tea at this Walmart, and I eat lunch at this sports bar, and I watch my local sports ball team at this one, and my kids go to this school, and every Friday night we do this, and every Saturday we have a picnic at the park, which could sound like a good life, but you're trapped like a rat in there, and it is what it is. But everybody's complaining. But it's just like everything. The free market literally did this. That's what people wanted. That worked for all the businesses, right? It's like if I was going to open a Tim Hortons franchise, okay, it would be like, okay, what is the population around here? What is the demographics around here? Okay, what is the next nearest location? What is the competition? Is there enough customer base to have this here? A Tim Hortons. And if the answer is yes, then boom, there's a Tim Hortons, right? And then right next to that quadrant is literally another quadrant with the same thing, but instead of a Walmart, it'll have a Save On Foods or a Safeway or a Sobeys grocery store. And then instead of this gym, it'll have this other gym. And then instead of a Tim Hortons, it'll have a McDonald's. And it's like, you got your choice of your quadrants, right? But anyways, back to my bugging in versus bugging out. I chose my location specifically because of the 15-minute city. It's like literally they're going to tax the crap out of it where nobody's going to barely be able to travel anyways, right? And let alone lock you in your 15-minute city, which they're kind of talking about regulating that you literally can't leave even if you wanted to. But I also spoke about being hyper-local was the future. Now, support local. Everybody thinks that's a great thing. Oh, yeah, great. Well, our smooth freeze-dried food utilizes global supply chains. It's a very complicated business to get you higher quality things for a much cheaper price. And I guess that'll still exist, kind of like everything in Dollaramas comes from Asia. Everything in Walmart comes from Asia, so it's just like this 15-minute city, but nobody produces anything. It's only service and retail, right? There's no manufacturing, there's no nothing. It's just service and retail in the 15-minute city. But for me, when I talk about hyper-local, what I'm striving for is I'm close enough to the economy, like these 15-minute cities. But it's funny if I'm like fresh goat meat for sale, whatever, 20 minutes from your 15-minute city, come and pick it up. Nobody'd pick it up because they don't have a friggin' vehicle. So then how my mind works, of course, is like, well, what if you set up like a location every Saturday from 2 to 4? You go with CSA boxes into the 15-minute pods, like city, and then people can buy your goat meat, or it's all pre-done, right? It's like literally they're not gonna they're used to have everything provided for them, their DoorDash and things, but so I'm probably gonna have to do that. Nobody's gonna like come pick it up, so you have to like have a delivery thing. And if I was too far away, then it's not feasible for me to come and do that, really. Like the amount of fuel that you spend and time, I don't want to be doing that. So that's why I chose my location and working on hyperlocal. Hyperlocal is the future, but for me, whatever production that I have, whether that's like my long-term plan is, fish protein, egg protein, meat protein, all different kinds, fruits, vegetables, and then in a CSA box type stuff, and then even the flowers that my wife was doing as a way to make a living, and literally CSA boxes I can whip in to my customer base. They're happy as can be, and then I whip out, and then that's that. And I can literally survive anything. Doesn't matter. It's like you're bulletproof if you're producing and close to a economy type of thing. But again, I knew this, and that's why I literally set up myself up. And this is the future, like it or not. The only bad thing is that already people are just trapped in there. It's a rat race, right? The free market kind of did that. Like there's your Tim Hortons. There's no reason for you to leave. So you're happiest there, but the thing is, you're already trapped there. But then the next is the government. Literally, you're not allowed to leave that anymore, and that's a scary part of it. But whatever, keep voting the way you vote, I guess, and that's that. But hope you enjoyed my take on that. Different take than what I've heard anybody else ever talk about it. And my feeds are just slammed with 15-minute city, 15-minute city. This is so bad. This is so bad. This is a brand new thing, 15-minute city. No, it's not brand new. The only brand new thing is government sticking their nose in free market stuff to actually completely trap you. Like if you're in that rat race and you're happy there, that's great. I'm happy for you, actually. Like, cool, man. Right on. Enjoy it. If anything bad happens, just know you're completely screwed. Like if the SHTF, right? If anything happens, you're completely screwed. But most people don't think about that. They're happy with their lives. Okay, but every person in there does have the ability to like elevate themselves and work hard or invent something or do something to like get themselves further out of that situation to make their life better than what they're offered, working a service job or a retail job, and my only living accommodation option is this condo over here. Everybody has the opportunity. It's equal opportunity for all, but then it's essentially government takes away that opportunity, and they go for like socialists want equal outcome, not equal opportunity. So equal outcome bad, equal opportunity very, very important and good, right? Every woman is born equal, and you can do whatever you want in this life. You have the opportunity, but the government boot is literally the thing that makes the opportunities go away. Okay, let's leave it at that. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.